Berlin was bustling. Cars zoomed by, creating a symphony of honks and engine roars. People chatted animatedly, their voices blending into a lively hum. Shops beckoned with their colourful displays and the irresistible aroma of freshly baked treats. The city was alive, a vibrant tapestry of sights, sounds and smells that captured the essence of urban life. But amidst all this hustle and bustle, there was a place of tranquility and joy. The happiest place in Berlin? That was the pond in the park. A serene oasis where the city's noise faded into the background, replaced by the gentle rustling of leaves and the soft quacking of ducks. Why was this pond so special? Because that's where the ducks were. These weren't just any ducks, they were the heart and soul of the park, each with their own unique personality and charm. There was Hans, always whistling a cheerful tune that seemed to brighten everyone's day. Gretchen, with her keen eye for shiny pebbles, spent her time collecting the most beautiful ones she could find, adding a touch of sparkle to the pond's edge. And then there was Pretzel, the jolliest duck of them all. Pretzel's infectious energy and boundless enthusiasm made him a favourite among both ducks and park visitors. He had a way of making every day feel like a celebration.
I love my friends, love to swim, but most of all, I love Oktoberfest. It's the highlight of the year, a time when the park transforms into a festive wonderland.
The air was already filled with the promise of pretzels, oompa music, and the joyous laughter of friends celebrating. The park was adorned with colourful decorations, and the scent of freshly baked pretzels wafted through the air, mingling with the lively tunes of the oompa band. Pretzel could barely contain his excitement. His wings flapped with anticipation, and his eyes sparkled with joy. He knew that this year's Oktoberfest was going to be the best one yet. Oktoberfest was just around the corner. The entire park was buzzing with preparations. Stalls were being set up, decorations were being hung, and everyone was getting ready for the grand celebration. The ducks, too, were preparing in their own special way, practicing their quacks and perfecting their swims to impress the visitors. Hans was working on a new tune, hoping to serenade the crowd with his melodious quacking. Gretchen was busy arranging her pebble collection into intricate patterns ready to showcase her artistic talents. And Pretzel, he was practicing his most energetic swims, determined to be the star of the show. As the day of Oktoberfest approached, the excitement in the park was palpable. Visitors started to arrive, eager to join in the festivities. Children laughed and fed the ducks, while adults marveled at the decorations and enjoyed the lively atmosphere. The ducks were in their element, basking in the attention and the festive spirit. The park was filled with laughter, music, and the delicious aroma of pretzels. It was a time of joy and celebration, a perfect reflection of the vibrant spirit of Berlin. And leading the charge was Pretzel, the jolliest duck of them all. With a proud quack, he led a parade of ducks through the park, their quacks harmonizing in a delightful chorus. It was a sight to behold, a testament to the magic of Oktoberfest and the special bond between the ducks and the people of Berlin. As the sun set over the park, casting a golden glow over the pond, the festivities began to wind down. The ducks, tired but happy, settled down for the night, their hearts full of the joy and excitement of the day. The park, now quiet and serene, was a picture of peace. The ducks slept soundly by the pond, dreaming of the wonderful day they had and the many more to come. Berlin, with its bustling streets and tranquil parks, was a city of contrasts. But it was the ducks that brought a special kind of magic to this vibrant metropolis. And so, as the city lights twinkled in the night, Berlin slept, ready to wake up to another day of adventures, laughter, and the delightful quacks of its beloved ducks.
Pretzel, darling.
Cooed a voice, smooth as butter, yet stiff as a stale pretzel. It was Kraut, Pretzel's new date. Kraut was a very proper duck with perfectly preened feathers and a beak perpetually held high.
I've planned a delightful picnic for us during Oktoberfest. We'll enjoy a selection of artisanal breadcrumbs and watch the clouds drift by.
Pretzel gulped. A picnic during Oktoberfest? That meant missing the music, the games, the fun, but Pretzel didn't want to hurt Kraut's feelings.
That sounds lovely, Kraut,
he mumbled, his heart sinking like a stone in the pond. Pretzel had always loved Oktoberfest. The vibrant atmosphere, the lively music, and the joyous games were the highlights of his year. He remembered the previous year, dancing to the tunes of the band, quacking along with friends, and indulging in the festive spirit. The thought of missing out on all that fun made his feathers ruffle with unease. But then he looked at Kraut, who was so excited about the picnic. Kraut had gone to great lengths to plan this special day. The basket was filled with the finest breadcrumbs, and Kraut had even brought a blanket with a beautiful pattern. Pretzel knew that Kraut had put a lot of thought and effort into this, and he didn't want to disappoint him. He took a deep breath and decided to make the best of the situation. As they sat on the blanket, Pretzel tried to focus on the positive aspects of the picnic. The breadcrumbs were delicious, and the view of the drifting clouds was quite serene. They spent the afternoon pointing out shapes in the clouds and sharing stories. Slowly, Pretzel began to relax and enjoy the moment. He realized that while he was missing out on Oktoberfest, he was creating a new special memory with Kraut. As the sun began to set, Pretzel felt a warmth in his heart. He looked at Kraut and smiled, grateful for the effort and love that had gone into planning the day. Sometimes, he thought, it's not about the event itself, but the company you keep. And with Kraut by his side, any day could be special. With that thought, Pretzel decided to embrace the moment and cherish the time spent with Kraut, knowing that there would be many more Oktoberfests to come. And so, Pretzel's dilemma turned into a beautiful day, filled with love, laughter, and the promise of many more adventures together. Meanwhile, Pretzel's best friends, Bratwurst and Root Beer, were worried. They knew how much Oktoberfest meant to Pretzel. Seeing their friend so down was simply unacceptable.
We have to do something,
declared Bratwurst, a sturdy duck with a heart of gold.
Don't worry, Bratwurst, I have an idea. It involves a distraction, a flock of pigeons, and a whole lot of fun,
said Root Beer, a mischievous twinkle in his eye. The day of Oktoberfest arrived. The park was alive with music and laughter. Pretzel could only peek longingly from under Kraut's wing. Kraut had insisted on sitting far from the festivities, claiming the noise was uncouth.
Isn't it lovely, darling? Just us enjoying the peace and quiet,
chirped Kraut, oblivious to Pretzel's misery. Pretzel could only nod, his heart heavy with disappointment. He longed to join his friends, to dance, to sing, to be free. Just when Pretzel's hopes began to sink, a commotion erupted near Kraut. The air was filled with the sound of flapping wings and startled cries. It was as if the sky itself had decided to descend upon their peaceful picnic. A flock of pigeons, led by none other than Root Beer, disguised with a pair of fake spectacles, descended upon their picnic basket. The sight was both comical and chaotic, as the pigeons, with their tiny glasses perched precariously on their beaks, swooped down with precision.
Coo, coo! This bread looks delicious. Finders, keepers. The pigeons chattered amongst themselves, their beady eyes gleaming with mischief as they pecked at the scattered crumbs and pieces of bread.
Root Beer hooted, flapping his wings frantically. The pigeons, trained by Bratwurst to create a diversion, swooped and dived, creating a whirlwind of feathers and crumbs. Their movements were synchronized, almost like a well-rehearsed dance designed to draw attention away from Pretzel and his dwindling hopes. Kraut, horrified by the uncivilized birds, was quickly overwhelmed. He tried to shoo them away, waving his arms frantically, but the pigeons were relentless. They pecked at the food, flapped their wings in his face, and created an absolute ruckus. The picnic area, once serene and inviting, was now a battlefield of feathers and crumbs. Kraut's shouts of frustration were drowned out by the cacophony of coos and flaps. The distraction was working perfectly, giving Pretzel the time he needed to regroup and come up with a new plan. The pigeons, under Root Beer's command, continued their assault, ensuring that Kraut remained preoccupied and unable to focus on anything else. It was a masterful display of avian strategy, and Pretzel couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope returning. The operation was in full swing, and the tide was beginning to turn.
Pretzel, darling, stay here. I'll shoo these ruffians away.
Seizing the opportunity, Pretzel made his escape. He raced towards the heart of Oktoberfest, his heart soaring with joy. Bratwurst and Root Beer greeted him with wide grins.
You made it, Pretzel.
Let's celebrate!
Bratwurst cheered, clapping Pretzel on the back. Root Beer shouted, pulling Pretzel into a merry dance. Kraut, meanwhile, managed to shoo away the last of the pigeon hooligans. She turned, expecting to find Pretzel patiently waiting, but Pretzel was gone. She spotted him in the distance, laughing with his friends, his face glowing with happiness. For the first time, Kraut felt a pang of something unfamiliar, regret. Kraut watched Pretzel dance. He looked so free, so happy. She realized then that she had been wrong to try and control him, to keep him away from the things he loved. She waddled over to Pretzel, a new-found humility in her eyes.
Pretzel, I apologize. I've been selfish. You should be free to enjoy yourself.
Pretzel was surprised but relieved.
Thank you, Kraut. It means a lot to me.
And so, Pretzel, finally free, rejoined his friends. They danced, they sang, they ate pretzels, of course, and they created memories that would last a lifetime. As for Kraut, she stayed at the edge of the festivities, watching Pretzel with a newfound understanding. She realized that love wasn't about control, but about acceptance and happiness. The sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the park. The music softened, the laughter subsided, and Oktoberfest slowly came to an end. Exhausted but happy, Pretzel, Bratwurst, and root beer huddled together.
Best Oktoberfest ever.
Sighed Pretzel, his heart full. And so, the Ducks of Berlin learned a valuable lesson at Oktoberfest. They learned that friendship is about accepting each other for who they are, about celebrating differences, and about standing up for what you believe in. And as for Pretzel, he learned that it's okay to be himself, to love the things he loves, and to never let anyone clip his wings.